Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of AEW Collision, the week commencing the 8th of April 2024. So it starts off with FTR versus the Top Flight in the semi-finals of for the vacant AEW Tag Team Championships. Really good match. Obviously, these are the two top teams in AEW. Really good match, but in the end, FTR gets the victory and they progress. Then we have Bryan Danielson basically getting ready for his match versus Will Ospreay at Dynasty, talking about their history, talking about watching him and what type of techniques and how Will Ospreay is very skilled, and it's going to be a great match at Dynasty. Then we have Chris Jericho and Hook versus Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor. Come on now, Lee Moriarty never wins. Shane Taylor barely wins. Obviously, Hook and Chris Jericho win. And then after that, Hook and Chris Jericho are jumped by Anthony Ogogo. I believe he used to be a boxer turned wrestler, I believe. Then we have Dustin Rhodes. And this is quite interesting. So Dustin Rhodes, talks about how his father won the world championship, brung it home, and that inspired him. He wants to be world champion. He's never been world champion, and he wants to be world champion. Sort of like he wants to finish his story, it's sounding like. Sounds very, very familiar. That's all I'd say. And he's calling out Samoa Joe for a world title shot, so we'll see. Then we have Will Ospreay basically reflecting on Bryan Danielson and getting ready for his match, reviewing his match, and obviously give Bryan Danielson his props. But we'll see what happens at Dynasty. Then we have the House of Black versus Christopher Daniels, Brian Keith, and Matt Sydal in a great six-man tag match. Really good match, but in the end, the House of Black get the victory. After that, there's a massive brawl. Adam Copeland comes out, the FTR comes out, the Young Bucks come out, Mark Briscoe comes out, and turns into a big brawl. So see where that all ends. Then we have Chris Jericho and Hook in the back talking about what's their match and what's going to happen next. And then Shibata turns up as well because they want to go after Shane Taylor Productions. So let's see, because they was jumped earlier. Then we have Trish versus Yuka. I believe her name is Yuka. Good match, and Yuka gets the victory. So yeah, great. Then we have Danny Garcia versus Danny Garcia and Daddy Magic, not versus anybody. They're in the back talking about what Danny Garcia wants to do next. I said he's getting loads of wins. He wants to face some of the big names like Will Ospreay, people like that. So he's coming for the big fish, basically. Then we have Claudio Castagnoli versus The Butcher in a great match. Go and watch it. I haven't seen it, but in the end, Claudio, not The Butcher, Claudio gets the victory. Then we have Samoa Joe basically answering Dustin Rhodes, basically saying he will not give him a title shot, but he will give him a title eliminator. So if you can beat him on Dynamite, Dustin Rhodes gets a title shot. But let's see what happens there. Then in the main event is Penta versus Commander in a great match. Go and watch it. The winner of this match faces Edge on Adam Copeland, I should say, on Dynamite for a TNT Championship, and Penta gets the victory. So it's going to be Adam Copeland versus Penta on Dynamite. So that's review of Collision. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment.